Hey guys, it's Will from Learnerator. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 2011 AP Microeconomics free response question number 3. This question is related to negative externalities. So if you want more externality practice, there are a few other FRQ questions in more recent years from 2012 to 2014 that also go through this similar concept. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. In this question, we are asked to assume that the market for good X is perfectly competitive and that the production of good X creates a negative externality. Draw a correctly labeled graph of the market for good X and show each of the following. So let's go ahead and first start by just drawing our axes, price and quantity. And the first part of question 3 is asking us to draw the marginal private cost and marginal social cost of good X. So in this case, we have a case of a negative externality. And what that means is that the marginal social cost is going to actually be higher than what the marginal private cost is. So let's go ahead and first draw a marginal private cost curve. I'm going to change my color to blue to make this more clear. So if this is my marginal private cost, I know that this negative externality is going to make that even higher as a result of just things like potentially noise if this is fireworks, or if it's just something that imposes an additional cost on society, and therefore society's cost is going to be higher than the social than the private cost. So the marginal social cost is going to be greater than marginal private cost, and that covers part A1. So let's go ahead and move on to part 2A. In this case, we need to figure out what the market quantity QM is, as well as the later parts, which are asking us for the efficient quantity as well as the area of deadweight loss. So what we need to think about is the marginal social benefit as well as the marginal private benefit. In this case, we know that the marginal social benefit is going to actually equal the marginal private benefit, which is also going to be equal to the demand. And that's just because in this case, with the negative externality, what we're dealing with is a difference in the cost, but not necessarily on the overall demand for the good. So let's go ahead and draw that demand curve. So this demand curve is also equal to marginal social benefit as well as marginal private benefit. And so what we know is that in order to find the market quantity, we need to think about what the private equilibrium would be. So in this case, the private equilibrium is where marginal private benefit is going to be equal to marginal private cost. And so if we think about that, MPC intersects MPB at this point right here. And so we have QM labeled here. And now let's look at where the allocatively efficient quantity would be. That would be where the marginal social cost is equal to the marginal social benefit. So in this case, marginal social benefit is here, marginal social cost is here, therefore we intersect here. And that would be QS. And so now what we need to think about is we need to think about what the area of the deadweight loss is. So in this case, our private equilibrium is here, but our actual societal equilibrium is here. Therefore, the difference between that is going to be equal to the deadweight loss. It's essentially this triangle right here is equal to your deadweight loss as a result of this negative externality. So this is your deadweight loss. And then finally, assume that a lump sum tax is imposed on the producers of good X. What happens to deadweight loss? Explain. So first, let's think about what a lump sum subsidy does. As we've gone over in more recent FRQ videos, a lump sum tax will essentially be a one-time tax, similar to like a lump sum subsidy, in which you're dealing with a one-time payment to help subsidize the cost of something. Here, lump sum tax is a one-time tax, and therefore this influences nothing in terms of the marginal cost because it's a one-time tax. Therefore, because there's a one-time tax, there is no change because there is no change in the marginal cost curve. And since there's no change in the marginal cost curve, this deadweight loss is not going to change as a result. So that would be your explanation there. Because we are dealing with a one-time tax, a lump sum tax, we are not changing the overall marginal cost faced on the private and the societal level, and therefore there is no change in deadweight loss. So no change in deadweight loss. And that pretty much covers it for question number 3. As always, if you need extra help, feel free to check us out for hundreds of practice questions. But for now, that's it. So if you need additional practice, please check out the rest of the videos from 2012 to 2014. We walk through a similar fireworks question for externalities, but it also includes practice towards positive externalities, so you can see how that works out as well. That's it for now. I'll see you guys next time.